Hi, people. Welcome to another episode of Who's That Anime with your hosts, Colin and Steve. I did it
That's right.
backwards today.
You did. You did.
What
I
I did.
almost said that's me when it's like that's not me. That's
That's not.
you.
Yeah, that's
Then it
me.
was me. Then it
Yeah,
was you.
yeah. And mixing it up like like the Renegade Master back again.
I'm laughing in my head because for some reason all I went is you hear in my head was I'm mixing it up. Like a thing that gets mixed up was the first thing that came to my mind, and I think I might be broken.
I mean, this is what Stein Gates will do to you. So yeah, we're continuing our journey through Steins Gate. Nothing to do with gates or German words for large beer glasses.
Those are Steins, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, nothing to do with that. It's all about time
That's a
travel.
totally cromulent reference.
Mm. Um. So anyway, yeah. So that's what we're came here to talk about. We're on about episode 11 and 12 of the show. Uh, ooh, it's getting interesting. We're going to
It
leave you
sure
on a
is.
cliffhanger. So there's a warning.
Oh, what a yeah. So, episode 11, do you have the name?
Do I have the name? I do have the name still. It's still there in my list of shows I can't watch on
Despite
Netflix.
being expired.
Yeah, yeah.
Not gonna
Okay.
lie, Colin, I gave you those DVDs,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was like, how am I gonna do this? And then I got really annoyed, and I was like, I was really frustrated that I couldn't get Funimation to work with a VPN.
Yeah.
And I read up, and I was like, this must be a thing that people have resolved somewhere, surely. And everyone's like, oh, it's the quality of your VPN. They're probably just blocking the IPs from the VPN. I was like, oh, maybe, but I feel like Surfshark's like a pretty good one.
Yeah.
So, and then I saw someone on the direct support saying it's like, oh, try the Detroit one in America. I was like, give that a shot, I suppose. Worked.
Yeah. So they've been cutting wise at some of them.
Yeah. So a bit like that was messaged over a year ago.
Wow. It was working for us earlier though.
Yeah, I think like we had been. I don't know what ones we'd been working on, but clearly they'd found a series of IP ranges and closed them off.
Yeah, I think so. All right.
But yeah, I've
So
resumed watching there.
that makes sense. It's fine.
Yeah.
DVDs are pretty good. You can actually watch on big TV now instead of like a small phone.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that small. It's what, six
You
inches?
you do realize like you have a next generation console or even a previous generation console that is capable of using the Funimation app
I do.
and a VPN.
I never really used it, the VPN. All the VPN stuff I watched on the PC, which is more than enough anyway.
Smaller screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's it called? Or do you want me to say first? Do you want me to say first and you tell me if it's right?
Sure, you say it first. It's more funny this way.
Okay. Okay, so first of all, we're going to talk about episode 11, or we're going to be talking about 11 and 12 today, but first up is episode 11 is Dogma in Event Horizon.
No.
Fuck. Okay.
So not right. It's a dogma of space-time boundary. I think it's boundary. It cuts off. I can't see it
Oh,
all. But I'm pretty sure I looked
that's
up as a space-time boundary.
okay. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. So
Tried.
this one. We talked about this scene already last week.
Yeah, we alluded to this a little bit because this is we talked about the idea of the need for there was obviously an additional part of the equation in the time travel for the D-mails that they weren't quite figuring out, or
Yeah,
they definitely weren't in control of, and I think a lot of the CERN emails stuff that they had figured out had mentioned the idea of lifters.
yeah. They mentioned lifters in the when they hacked right into it, I think.
Yep.
Maybe
Yes,
not.
that's right.
Yeah, no, because
Uh,
it was when Christina was there.
yeah. So
Yeah.
they figured out they essentially figure out that actually the lifter for the phone wave, or that's been working with the phone wave, is a television in the shop
Yeah,
downstairs.
yeah. A 42-inch TV. It's not a small one.
Is it, no, I
It's a
mean,
fairly large CRT too. So
well, I was gonna say that's a big CRT.
yeah, big CRTs, man.
I mean, my last television that I had that was a CRT, well, not that I had in my family home,
Mm-hmm.
was maybe 32,
Hmm.
maybe.
I think mine was 24.
It was a widescreen.
It was a widescreen, yeah.
Yeah, it was. Was it Toshiba by any chance?
Yeah. I'm just going to have a look at the window.
Wait, what? Why?
Oh, it just sounded like someone put some shit in my bin that I put out. Or it could be a neighbour's bin.
It's like we're talking about a television. So I'm just gonna have a look outside. Is the television outside?
No, got rid of that ages ago. No, I don't think it was. Was it a Toshiba? Might have been
Was it
Toshiba.
one of the built-in stand?
No, it was. Well,
No.
no, maybe it was 32-inch. It was a big, fuck off, wide, heavy screen. Remember the story
Mm-hmm.
of one of our mates telling that he had one, and then he moved to like a place in central town, which is 5 stories high, and he huckled
Oh,
that thing up. And then I got another mate who lived also in central town, but only lived the first story up, and then the TV broke, and instead of huckling it out, he huckled it out the window into the alley in the back. Yeah,
wow.
that was yeah, that was behind the trades.
Yeah. I mean, I
Apart,
realize that my CRT television that I still own is a 19-inch LG,
uh,
and it's a 4:3. It's not widescreen.
yeah, yeah. No, I got a 4x3. Mine might be 19-inch as well. Actually, it's really
Is
hard.
yours a Sharp?
I think it is. Yeah,
I seem to remember that.
a black chart
Um,
with 2 speakers on the side. But I'm just looking at like my monitors at the moment, and they're like maybe 22, 20 odd inches, and I'm thinking it looks so much bigger in those still.
well, I've got two 27-inch monitors in front of me, and above me, I have a 43-inch television,
Mhm.
and they seem small, even though they're enormous by comparison.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but yeah, old CRT uh, TVs and that were hefty, hefty
The good
things.
shit, right?
Yeah, man, it's like you you'd had to have like your muscles built to lift them,
Oh, fuck yeah.
and then two
Hell
people
yeah.
carry them. Uh, anyway, so back to the show. So they find this out by basically Okabe convincing Suzuha to go and distract Mr. Braun in the shop to.
Oh, this is the most anime ass distraction.
He did say he's going to use charm, right? And while she was in a sprinting starting block motion,
Uh, yeah, there's some,
and she did say she was going to use charm first.
yeah, yes. I mean, yeah, there's some, views in the camera for this one that seem a tad unnecessary, but
Uh, yeah, probably
no,
a bit of an
that's
ass
anime
shot.
for you.
Yeah,
I can't separate it.
no,
It's not the bit I like about the anime, but hey, it comes with it.
yeah, a bit of fan service. Anyway, So yeah, she goes and insults Mr. Braun by throwing her top over his head, which of course
Yes.
distracts him for the second that
Ye-
it takes him to wipe it off his head. And he's not a small
I
guy.
no, or a happy guy.
Oh, he's never happy with Okabe. Never.
He's but just generally just angry.
Yeah, he doesn't like the whack job, but you might learn why, or you might have already learned why since you've watched ahead. Anyway, so they do that. He goes around and goes, "What the hell?" type thing, and they start the experiment, and then a bit of plaster from the ceiling falls down and hits the remote, which hits the off button of the TV,
Yeah,
and it goes,
for cheers.
yeah, and there's like, "Did it stop it already?" And he goes, "No, wait, click," and it starts up again. I was like, "Oh shit!" And then Mr. Brown comes and goes, "Well, I had enough of your shit," and smacks him one.
Yeah, he kind of had it coming.
Oh yeah, well that's discussion later where he's upstairs back in the lab and says, "Ah," and everyone's like, "Oh, you poor man." Where Christina's like, "Well, I'm surprised he hasn't done that to you any sooner."
Or worse.
Yeah, or worse. And she's basically going through her head of how this whole thing works. I was like, "Oh, the lifter is the TV. Okay, that's cool." And
Yep.
he then comes to and says, "Oh, we can send someone back in time now." And she was like, "Nope, not enough data for that."
No, not doing that. Yeah, because they're still, what is it, limited to 36 bytes?
36 bytes, yeah.
It's
Um,
interesting.
yeah, I think that's just the size of a text message.
Yeah, because they talk about I can't remember if we got into this or not, but the whole like gelatinous thing is to do with compression.
Hmm. Yeah, I think, yeah, I don't think we talked about on here, but certainly it was mentioned when they first found out and they were using miniature black holes. And Christina was like, "Yeah, think of this sponge and see how it doesn't fit my hand. It's too tight." And Dara's like, "Oh, yeah, you're making this sound sexy." Because that's Dara for
Oh,
you.
oh, Daru.
Daru, Daru, Daru. Um, anyways, so basically Christina comes out and goes, "Well, here's my credentials," and throws down like Time magazine or something. Or something like that on the table, and he's like,
Yeah,
"Oh, you don't need to brag. I'm not bragging with you." But the mine's my deal, man. It's the shit. We can maybe graph your mind through a phone onto the previous mind.
yeah. It's like taking a. Oh, how is it? It sort of is described. Um, it's like the frontal lobe or something. Like it basically
Mm.
taking like the a part of your consciousness and sending that back instead of a text message.
Yeah,
Um, and the rationale, I think, from her perspective, is that it would be more because they know about all the changes. Of course, well,
yeah,
she does when he tells her
yeah,
about what's changing. Um, that uh, basically it would be more reliable and not have as much chaos because we talked previously about the sort of the butterfly effect and how that branches out. The further back you're able to send the data, the more potential craziness can happen.
yeah, yeah. So aye. So she's basically described this where she says she'll be able to copy the frontal lobe information and kind of like get grasped onto your mind, and you can essentially remember everything that the previous person that's passed it down the line can remember, and it should
Yes.
also then stop deviations in the timeline. Um,
or to the degree that the deviations have existed already.
Yeah.
Like, because they've been pretty significant in a number of cases. The most recent one, of course, is the fact that Akihabara is now completely different.
Yes. Completely different. Anyway, so he is sent out and earned to buy all the bits for um Thingamabobble, the experiment, and
Yeah,
Mayuri goes with her. And um so in concept, Mayuri asks Okabe to try and explain it to her in a bit simple terms, and they have a nice bit of conversation about it. And she was like, "So if I sent a message back in time to myself, and we had this conversation, would that mean that you wouldn't remember the conversation? And I would." It was like, "Yeah, I theorize that would be the case. Oh, that would make me sad."
yeah. Every conversation with Mayuri now makes me sad.
Yes, yes, it does.
She just, but like, I mean, I think generally, like, there's I find all of their conversations, there's this the kind of undertone of sadness to everything. Like, there's clearly a connection between the two, um, likely around some whatever tragedy or difficulty. And I think it's like that subtext is carried really well throughout the conversations they have, and you can tell that obviously by he is brazen and frustrating and ridiculous like 99% of the time. And
Hmm.
then when he has a conversation with Mayuri that doesn't require that kind of character, um, it's a very down to earth thing. But I do think
Mm.
there's always that undertone and that subtext of quite just kind of a sadness to things.
Yeah, she's certainly uh his like right lightning rod in the society.
I sort of it's like she's like his translator for like how to be empathetic. I feel like it's he's sort of forgone the ability to be empathetic to a degree, to take this persona of the mad scientist and you know to live that out, but has that, as you say, like has that sort of deep connection with her that she is this the kind of empathetic core of
Yeah,
that relationship where not only is she empathetic generally, but she can make him feel that too.
yeah, I think so. So then it kind of cuts back to the lab, and Christina starts leveling him that she's a bit nervous of making the machine, and not
Did
because
they not bump into? Did they not bump into Moeka and Suzuha while they're out
oh
buying up
yeah,
parts? Because
yeah, that's right.
this is like because I can't remember like what the I don't remember much of the interaction with Moeka. I think it's kind of a non-event to be honest.
Oh
Um,
no, Monica
but
basically asks if they're still experimenting in time,
that's
and
that's right.
my is like, yeah, we are, and it's like, don't tell her that. But she's part of the lab.
Their ability to keep things under wraps is still very poor.
Very poor. And then she kind of like drifts off and just walks away. She actually speaks to them and asks.
She does.
Didn't actually send a text, but I think she might do initially, but then just walks away.
There's a couple of moments like in the last episode where we see her like upset as well. She speaks. She doesn't use her phone.
Yeah,
She's speaking to Okabe. Um, so it's interesting. But yeah, then they bump into Suzuha,
mhm.
who kind of drops a bit of a bombshell. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Uh, she's walking around with her top off because that's her punishment for the day.
yep.
And Okabe makes a comment, and he looks like a character from Street Fighter, and she's like, "Nah, nah, this is too clunky for close combat."
Yep. I enjoyed that comment. That's quite good.
And
But
the daughter apologizes for her dad.
well, that's right. Yeah, she comes along and says, you know, says how sorry she is. I actually think this is quite sweet as well, because I think he is really good with the little girl too.
Yeah, he's not.
Uncharacteristically so, because
Yeah.
he's normally an ass. So
Yeah, he's certainly mellowed out now. And even I think Susa comments on it. Oh, you got a lot of patience today. It's like,
yeah,
and Mayuri was like, no, he's always got patience. Sticks
for
up,
Mayuri.
yeah. Or Mayuri, yeah. Uh, and then as they leave, Susa is like, oh, Krista's still there. She works for Stern, by the way. Bye.
It's so flippant. Like, oh
Yeah,
yeah, she's like an agent of CERN. Bye.
pretty much. Yeah. Uh,
Uh,
I think we're.
yeah.
I think we alluded that
This
in
is
the
where,
last episode.
yeah. I think like there's been a lot of allusion to that, because I think Suzuha has mentioned before, like the idea that someone, that they're everywhere, so on and so forth, and they're part of the problem. And oh yeah, you shouldn't trust her, specifically her. Uh,
Yeah.
not going to say why, but hint hint, wink wink, nudge nudge, she might be an agent.
Oh yeah.
Um,
But now she just.
and then yeah, it's just it's just kind of ridiculous. And I do like this next bit where they do go back up, and he's like trying to discern whether she's an agent or not, just by kind of observing her. Is he not like looking at her on an AMA on Reddit or something like that?
Yeah, she's going through some fanfic stuff that he's like, aha, I know your dirty secret now. And he's like, what the fuck? How long have you been watching me? It's like, nah, nothing creepy about that, mate. It's like, ha ha ha. Why don't you just like tell people about it? No.
Nope.
And then he's like, states some acronym, and she's like, I hate even know the fact I know what that is.
Yep. I think because he doesn't, he alludes to the fact that he thinks he's been informed that she could be an agent, but he's like, I don't think that's the case because this is dumb.
Yeah. Also, he even actually asks her, states it to her.
Yeah.
She says, no. So what's her issue? Saying some shit like that. Anyway, so then it comes to the point where she's like starts going, oh, I better tell you about the dark secret that I do have.
Yes.
And but she can't look at him. Well, tell him that. So they go to the
They go to,
park.
they go to the play park and she sits on a slide.
Yeah.
It's too good. It's
She's
too good.
got to sit in that slide. Anyway, so she tells him basically her father hates her, not because of who she is, but because of that she's kind of disproved him in so many times and made him look stupid when she was like in
Yeah.
middle school, and she's like, nah, don't like that.
Yeah.
Got
She
aggressive.
she was the better scientist.
Yeah, and he didn't appreciate that. And got discredited and stuff like that. And then apparently his last words to her was, "Don't pick me, you bitch," or something like those lines.
Yeah.
Don't look down on me.
He doesn't sound like a nice guy, but also, I don't know,
Yeah,
inexcusable.
inexcusable. Oh, that just makes me. What's that Adventure Time meme?
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
This is an unacceptable condition.
Yeah,
Lemon, the Earl of Lemon Grab.
the Earl Lemon Grab. Yeah.
I think, or the Earl is. I'm pretty sure it's that.
Let's go with that because I never watched Adventure
Yeah.
Time.
Really?
Not enough of it.
Oh man, it's good fun.
Yeah, it gets deeper. Well, apparently at the end.
Well, I mean, the whole thing is that actually it's post-apocalypse. So
Yeah.
yeah, like what? Look at the start of it. Watch the intro. It's all just ruined stuff.
Yeah, I wasn't entirely sure what the deal with it was.
Yeah, it's like the time after the apocalypse.
Wow, mutated dog. That makes sense. Jelly people,
Jelly people. Yeah.
sweets. Sure.
Oh yeah, it's messed up.
Well,
It's super messed up.
total apocalyptic. Um. Anyway, do that. Do that. Have the thing. And then he does actually goes kind of like, ah, ha ha ha. Oh, some juicy morsels here. And she's like, shut up. I was like, all right, I won't do that. That's obviously quite serious.
As soon as he started doing that, I got very angry again. I just like, come on. She's like bearing her soul here, man. It just for once, just kind of deal with this like a person.
Yeah, yeah, he did. And then
He did. In the end up, he did.
yeah, and then and I think after that scene it cuts to Mayuri just struggling with like a lot of bags walking along the street.
Yes.
And she gets stopped by some random person saying, "Hi, Mary. You need a hand? Where's that Okabe?" And you know who that is?
No.
It's the waitress
Who-
in that noodle shop that he never pays.
Oh my god.
Only picked up on that today. It's like, who's
Oh
that?
my god.
Why does she know Mary? And why is it just some random person like you only see once, but it is
Oh
actually
my
the noodle
god.
shop lady.
No phones. No
No phones.
phones.
No phones. uh
Actually, genuinely, that when Daru says, "Does it count if he's not actually having a real phone call?" is is still one of my favorite lines in this so far.
it's a good line. It's a good
It's
line.
very good.
Um
Uh,
anyways, so she's kind of huffing and puffing and she appears at the lab. And Okabe and Christina are having a big argument as he's stolen her pudding out the fridge, and has her name on it and everything.
yes,
And he's like, "Oh, I just thought that was the name of the pudding."
he's like, "Fuck off, man." Oh, you pedantic arsehole. He's so difficult and annoying. Um,
Yeah,
it is this one where he receives the second threatening message, though, right?
yeah. So he gets that when he's out because Mayuri comes and says, "Oh, I'm going to stay here tonight since you're here. It's cool. My mom was happy with that because I'm going to get ready for this con tomorrow.
Cosplay thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or whenever that is. So she's got her cosplay costumes to get set up. So then he gets sent
Instead of
out for
jelly this time, though, it's not jelly.
no. So he gets
It's
sent out shopping first,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and he's having a to and fro with Christina because we didn't mention it last episode, but in the last episode we're going through like old gadgets that they made,
Yeah, that's right.
and one of them was a hairdryer with the power of a vacuum cleaner or something in it. And he says, "Don't use that because it blows the circuit." And they turn it on and
Yep.
it blows the circuit. And then they have a wee moment, him and Christina in the cupboard.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because their hands touch.
Oh yeah, and I think they're close face and they look kind of
Yeah.
when they turn the light back on. Oh,
Yep.
um,
Shit.
yeah, getting serious. Uh,
Also, don't they use a gadget that just explodes into a cloud of dust as well?
uh, yeah, there was like three gadgets or something they
There's
showed.
three gadgets. The first one explodes into a cloud of dust,
Oh,
and
that was
then
that was the landmine. It's,
landmine. Yes,
it's,
is it? Wait, is that a is that a claymore?
yeah. Oh no, don't worry, it's not a claymore. It's just shaped like a claymore, and it's a
Oh, they don't do
dehumidifier.
that.
Yeah,
They don't do that.
and that was
Uh,
what's her name, Ruka, because we
Ruka.
were
Yeah.
looking for something to cook the food.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
We missed all that out.
Other
Anyway,
stuff to talk about, man.
yeah. Anyway, so it's getting to the point where they seem to be at least getting into each other, Christina and him, in the sense that she
Yeah.
said in text messages really to him more. It seems about you'll be two puddings and stuff, and he's like, foul maiden, I'm not your wench or something. I don't know. So something along
God.
those lines. And then she was like, "Oh yeah, sure." And then he's in the store, and the phone rings, and he goes,
Yeah.
"Oh, more orders, I bet." And then it's like, um, what does it say? It say something like, "It's not I'm watching you. It's like stop now or something."
Yeah, I was gonna say it's something like stop, and it's a picture of a doll's head.
Covered in sauce,
Yeah,
tomato sauce.
yeah. And of course, this causes him to sort of abandon ship back to the lab to go
Yeah,
and see Miori.
yeah, but he does it in oh fuck, take on me style drawing,
The kind of
black and white, kind of like
yep.
take on me, take on me, like, and they start that in a thing as well where they're going shopping in that music video in the shopping
Mm-hmm.
mall, and then he
Yep.
kind of like appears out of one of the shelves and goes, "Come in," and she
Come
goes,
this
"What?"
way.
Yeah, and then they did,
Shit.
and then they all get
Come in.
hand drawn.
Come into the cartoon world.
Yeah, going to the cartoon world.
There's like at least 7 frames a second here.
Yeah. Anyway, so he's kind of running in this kind of artistic style and hold his chest because he's not athletic. He's getting a stitch, and he gets to the apartment, and it's pitch black, and he hears nothing somehow. I don't know how he hears nothing.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And then there's a bit of a fuzzing noise, and he goes, "Oh, the bathroom!" And he opens the door, and they're having a shower or a bath, whatever it is, both of them.
No, it's a shower. It's a shower.
Yeah, they're sitting on their stool and doing the shower as a Japanese thing rather than standing up. And then they're like, "What?"
Yep.
And then so he goes out and he's sitting on the couch, all kind of like horrified because he's still thinking of that image. And Mary is like, "Oh man, I can't believe you did that. I expected from Daru, but not you." Type thing. And that's the
Oh,
worst. It's Mayuri is actually saying that to him. That's like
yeah.
that's
The
like
innocent one.
that's when you know it's bad when Mayuri tells
That's
you
rough.
off. Um. So and then they kind of look at his face. It's I assume it would be white. He says, "You're
Yeah.
right." He says, yeah, it's fine." And then Daru walks in through the door and goes, "Huh, I thought so." And finds out that the computer's still connected to CERN.
Yep.
And it's like, "Oh, well, no, they can't be hacking me because I'm too badass."
Yeah. Except they are
Yeah, except they are.
like
um,
still and
yeah,
have been
yeah.
forever.
He can remote in from home. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
because it was open.
That's what
The
it was.
computer was spoken for.
That's right.
Um. So anyway, doing that, and then
I think that's the end of this episode. Is that not the cliffhanger to this episode?
pretty much he gets up. I think they ask him. He looks at the picture again on his phone, and Mayuri
Mm-hmm.
goes, "Oh, what's wrong with your phone?" type thing. And he gets up and he walks to the sink in the far corner and kind of just leans over it. It has a horrified expression on his face. and then that's the end of it. I don't think he says anything. I think he's just there,
No,
and it ends, and that's it.
it's a good episode, Colin.
It is. It's certainly high up there. It's got like moving it. It's bringing it all together. You got the love triangle now. Mayuri, Christina.
So there's a question, right?
Mm-hmm.
I I don't think Mayuri and Okabe are a couple.
No, they're not.
Well, but also I don't think that's the desire for either of them.
No, they're not. No, no. It's
So
certainly.
it's more of an attention triangle.
Yeah, I mean, Mayuri is essentially his younger sister.
Yeah,
That's the
that's totally what I get from it.
that's what it is. It's a young siblings that actually get on quite well. Younger sibling, because while he's running back to the lab, it isn't Christina that he's worried about. It's Mayuri.
Nope.
It's like
Yep.
Mayuri.
As we've said, like I think there's a couple of things in that. Is one, I think he thinks that Carissa can probably look after herself to a degree,
Mm-hmm.
and Mary can't. She's not helpless, but she's not prepared for stuff. And but I think you're right. Like there's the other side to that, which is that um, she's always the first in his thoughts about this stuff, always. So like that deep and meaningful connection that they have, like it is just that.
Yeah, that's it. There's a bigger connection to it.
So how do you rate this one then?
I'm going to put this up at a high 8.
I was thinking the same. This is really starting to push
Push
into the territories.
push into the boundaries, man.
Yep, we're getting there. Um, so then we move on to episode 12, which, and here's the name for you. You ready?
Yeah.
Dogma in Ergosphere.
Oh yeah, Dogma and Necrosphere. No,
No?
no.
Ah,
Oh, you're
I'd
stupid.
like. I was so close. For a minute, I was like, "Oh, really? We got one?"
No.
Okay, okay,
It's a Dogma of Static Limit.
sure. Why not?
Yeah, that makes
What are the
perfect
names on the
sense.
DVD? That's the thing is, I'm using the Wikipedia page as reference here, but I really should check them on the DVD as well.
Oh, I took a picture. It is what you're saying. Because I took a picture because I was like, wait, that's not right. I was going to send it to you. They are right, that. But Dogma in Event Horizon and Dogma in Errol Spear is 11 and 12.
What were Netflix doing?
I don't know.
Just let's choose some fucking names. I'll need to check what they are on Funimation as well, actually.
I think they might be right. I don't know what Netflix was doing with the names, but yeah, it's like,
No.
oh yeah, Dogma, Dogma of Static Time.
Speaking of Netflix,
Mm-hmm.
just before we kickstart into our next episode, slashing their animation budget, man.
I know, but that's cool because maybe they won't claim Shaman King as a Netflix original.
I think it means that they won't be able to claim other things are theirs anymore.
Yeah. Uh,
I'm a bit bummed out by that because there's been some pretty good animation on Netflix.
yeah. Oh, it's Idol. Is it Idol? Is that the one? There's one weird one that I watched. It was like a CGI animation that they did,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like about kind of making clones. And there was this person that's made a clone, and there's a event horizon kind of event where event horizon or like a catastrophic event happened out of this lab where they made this
Uh-huh.
clone, and it's kind of slowly coming towards the city or something like that, or it's contained. I can't remember, and this clone is in a school outside the boundaries of it because that's how they saved it. Kind of like was it kind of like a mind jack thing where her mind is came from a clone in this her body in the thing, and they saved her mind and put into another clone of her.
Man, I love
And
Mind Jack.
that's terrible. I
I
don't
think
get
it might be my favorite bad game.
favorite bad game. What about Heavy Rain? No, Vampire Rain.
That's bad. That's a bad game.
Oh, that's so good. It's like, "Arr, Heavy Rain." It's like got some deep, meaningful game, and it's like impossible to get by the first like vampire almost. It's too much effort to even get like 2 minutes into that game.
I had high hopes. They
Oh,
were dashed.
they're high. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, kind of was like Mind Jack in the sense that her consciousness has been transferred to another body.
Oh, you'll
But
need to send me a link to that because I could watch that. Sounds good.
yeah, it was on Netflix like many years back. I need to try and find out if it's still there or what it was.
Yeah, I'm bummed out that their animation budget has been slashed, and I'm bummed out that they're adding in an advertising tier, and I'm bummed out that they're going to start making me pay more for my parents having my password. And
Oh well, oh that's yeah. That'll be a bit of a pain as well because my folks they don't even use it. It's like, oh, you can
well,
use
I've
this.
I've prepped I've prepped my parents and said if they actually start charging, then we're going to cancel. So
Yeah,
it's already too much.
How much is it?
I pay the top tier because I've got my brother and my parents and my in-laws and me.
I don't think I do that. Maybe I
I'll be
do.
paying through the fucking roof.
I need to have that. And if they're putting a like advertising tier, is that like a free tier or something?
I think it's an ad-supported tier that you still pay for.
The fuck? Fuck
Yep.
that.
Yeah, it's utter bullshit.
You pay for not getting ads. That's the whole
Yep.
point.
Yep.
That's why I don't pay for YouTube and get ads.
I will say, if you're a person who doesn't have a music streaming service and want to have a music streaming service, that YouTube Music is pretty good if you add on that extra couple of quid to remove ads from YouTube.
Not sponsored in any way.
No, like absolutely not. But in fact, like there's a lot of things that are not great about that service. But man, the not having ads on YouTube is fucking great.
Yeah, sometimes I take the piss with the ads. Oh,
Oh,
we'll put two ads here. I was like, why are you putting two ads?
it's insane. Like the Funimation, they have a free tier now.
Is it a fully free tier?
Yep. And it was like, do you want to watch multiple ads, or do you want to watch one interactive ad? I was like, I guess I'll try and watch one interactive one.
Uh huh.
And then it was so interactive I couldn't exit it. And then it was like, oh, I guess this time I'll select multiple ads. And it was like, oh, so there's 6 of them. I'm like, fuck off. 6
Yeah,
ads. And then it was like, you know what? I am quite happy to pay $4.99 and since the VPN's working again and get access to all the other stuff that I lost access to before.
yeah. Ah, that's kind of what Crunchyroll did. I think I'm still paying
Yeah,
for
there's
Funimation.
Funimation actually still has a load of good stuff in it.
Yeah, they haven't fully merged with Crunchyroll yet.
If they do, like, and they get the whole library, then I probably will subscribe to Crunchyroll. But I can't justify both of them.
Yeah. Oh man, Crunchyroll's been around for a good 10 years now.
Yeah, I think my membership started off, I want to say 2014.
Might be something like that for me too. I just remember the Naruto, the fan subs on Naruto that I watched. They went, alright, well, Crunchyroll seems like a good service now. We're stopping this. Bye.
Oh, was that Backafish?
Yeah, back of fish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
uh,
It's my my fan my fan translations that I used to watch when I
yeah,
watched Naruto. Um,
because they
I
did
think
it
that's
pretty
it. Like,
really quickly
yeah,
and
like
really decently.
they did a reasonable job with the time that because they were like it was like what like a day or two after the episode came out that there would be subtitled
Yeah,
versions. It's like that's an amazing free service.
yeah, and they did it for many years.
I only watched the first 80 episodes of Naruto, I think, so just out the first arc.
Yeah, that's the best one. They did a lot of filler through it because that's
Well,
was
yeah,
a
I got
thing
to the
that they
first
did.
bunch of filler and I was like, I am not here for this.
Yeah,
So,
was yeah, the tuning is that's the bit where Rock Lee goes, ah, I've been wearing these weights all the time.
it's so fucking good. It's so good.
And
I
then
love
Gaara's
it.
like, what the fuck? I can't keep up with
Man,
them. And then
Gaara's properly brutal though.
oh yeah,
Like that whole sequence of like fights and things like that in that tournament are amazing. Like
Gar
it's really just fantastic.
yeah, Gaara's that one that is the anime trope of like really badass dude can like destroy you if he really wanted to. Meets like the hero of the anime and goes, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll live your life because that seems a lot easier.
Well,
It's like
the cur-
Vegeta.
oh god, but Vegeta as pictured here,
Wando cool
Wonder cool. Uh,
and Piccolo.
Vegeta's fucking great. Piccolo is also awesome. Like I think that's the thing is like those bad guys make fantastic good guys. Um,
Yeah,
but I think the thing about thing about Gara more than anything else was the idea that he was cursed, but he was cursed to be protected. It's just so good.
yeah. He had he was got fused with the Sand Raccoon or whatever it is,
Yeah,
Tanuki. What was he meant to
yeah.
be?
I want to say Tanuki,
Of the desert.
unless it was. I don't know if it was the same because Naruto is the kitsune, right? He's the fox, the
Yeah, he
fire
was the
fox.
Nine Tails.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the kitsune. Yeah. So I probably should rewatch Naruto at some point. Um,
It's a hard watch. No. You need to probably
I
go through a playlist and go watch what I need and all the filler because like the other good scene in Naruto was the bridge fighting
mhm.
Haku and all that, and they do the trope of like, oh, you're pretty. And he's like, wait, you're a dude? Oh shit! I fucking thought that dude was pretty.
uh,
You know the
I
anime
uh,
tropes.
I think. Wait, that's in the first 80 episodes, isn't it?
Uh,
That's the water village type bit, isn't it?
yeah, so he has I think at least good 5 episodes still until they come to it. Joan, the lower rank
Yeah,
ninjas before they graduate school.
yeah, because that's the task is to protect that village, right?
Um, no, this is like after that. So basically, the start of it goes, what's his name? What's the guy that covers his eye and their team leader?
Oh, Kakashi.
Kakashi, that's it. Yeah, he does the training and makes them see the pass and Sakura and Sasuke and Naruto, and
Yeah,
it's all about teamwork and protecting the team. And I think someone stood up to him I was like, I'm not letting you do this because of the bell type thing. And I think, was it Sasuke who ended up doing it? Because it was secure and Naruto was tied up at the end to get the bells.
Oh, maybe.
And then he was like, yes, that's it, you passed. It's like, what?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
And
Yeah.
then,
I'm with you. The bit I'm thinking about is when they're in a squad
yeah, so they get to the squad, but
already.
yeah, so they're in the squad, and basically the June are getting all the shitty tasks, like tidy up litter, go and find a pet.
Yep.
And then Naruto, being Naruto, goes, the fuck? What's all these shitty tasks? I want to be a proper ninja and do some stuff. And somehow they get an escort mission to go
Yep.
out because they've got to build this bridge. But
That's right.
it turns out it's a real serious thing because it's like some mafia has hired
Yep.
Haku
Fuck.
and the guy with the big sword.
The guy with the sword of chafing.
Yeah, this chafing sword.
Holy shit, Colin! This is the first time I've thought about this in like 18 years.
It's the first time I thought about it. I just still can't remember it though.
Yeah, like it's so weird though. Because I was super into it for the period of time. Like, because we've talked about it before, but like I watched anime and none of my friends watched anime. None. It was
Yeah,
just me.
I I was a bit different. I was lucky that I had people that ended up watching it. In fact, I knew quite a few actually.
It was when I
Eventually,
came to uni that people watched it. Like, so like that was why I ended up watching Naruto, because they had like DVDs floating about. Hey, here's some anime.
yeah. Well, that's the same with me, man. I ended up watching it, and it was like one of my brothers, mate. My brother kind of watched it a bit. Like he watched some. Like
Yeah.
my mate was into it, and he showed things, and my mum watched some of Dominion Tank Police like right at the start, and was like, "Yeah, no, you shouldn't be watching that. It's a bit rude." I
This
was like,
is not
"It's,
good.
it's only a 15, mum." Being
Yeah.
13 years old or something at the time. Anyway, and then it came late night on Channel 4, as we stated many times before.
Well, I was going to say that's how I ended up watching Devilman.
Yeah, that's how I watched Hellman. Um, yeah, so I kind of got it through my brother's friends, really. None of my other friends really watched it. I might point out to them. But it wasn't until uni times when I knew a lot more people watching it. And now
I think like, well,
it's, it's really common. It's not like it's like came a mainstream thing now. It's weird.
it is very weird. Like,
It's
I have
like,
noticed a lot about being that kid who was into anime and into like I was like I liked sports and things as well. Like I was quite
not me.
rounded,
Hmm.
which was fine. But like a lot of my interests were like horror movies, anime, video games,
Yeah.
and it was like, oh, cool. So I haven't grown up at all
No,
at
it
that time.
seems not. Um,
Whoops.
it's all right. It's fine. It's
But I think that's the thing that I'm not really sure where exactly my uh, desire to watch anime came from.
was. Oh, you'd be around the time when it was kind of getting shown on Cartoon Network under like Gundam and
Well,
Dragon Ball.
I watched a load of like Rama, Gundam, Tenchi Muyo, Dragon Ball, Big O,
Mhm.
for sure, like loads of that stuff. But before that, I also watched like old 1960s and 1970s anime.
Oh, jeez.
That was completely like like before they took the anime and just made it have a translation that retold the story. They just went, oh, there's animation, we should rewrite the story and just clip it up.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like I was watching it in that era, So I saw a lot of like lots of Astro Boy and
Planet,
Battle of the Planets.
Battle of the Planets, yeah.
And then I think like there was other stuff. I think 80s cartoons, like in a way as well. If I think back, they weren't obviously like Japanese, but if you look at stuff like Ulysses 31 and Jason the Wheeled Warriors, there's definitely like an anime bent to those things that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I think Ulysses was a joint venture with some
I
European
think you're right, actually.
thing, like uh, D'Artagnan and City of Gold.
Mysterious Cities of Gold.
Yeah, those are the ones
The
that kind of got me.
the Ulysses 31, I think you're right. I think it was a French and Japanese um,
Yeah,
co-production.
and D'Artagnan was Spanish
Yep, it was cool as
because
shit as well.
what? It's because the lips are sinking like twice as fast as English.
I also like the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. That was really good as well.
Yeah, but I think that's pretty much an American house.
It was, but like I think it did it better. It did that kind of thing better than most. Like it didn't have a very overbearing
Yeah,
presence like a
uh,
lot of American stuff.
and it has like a coherent story to a degree.
Hmm.
Well, I say a coherent story. It's not really. It's not coherent at all. There was a couple of kids went on a ride and got sucked into the world of
Look,
Dungeons and
it's the Dungeons
Dragons.
and Dragons ride. Whoa! I'm just gonna do the intro.
Yeah.
I actually have the book box, the DVD box set that's like a book.
Oh God. um.
Um, I bought it years ago when I think it was Fox Kids published it.
Wow.
Yeah, like we're going back probably 17 or 18 years ago now, I
Yeah, I
think.
would say that was early 2000s. Yeah. Uh. They had that. I watched that. Thundercats.
Oh,
So
Thundercats.
kind of had a wee story in Thundercats.
Do you know what was really good? Thundercats 2011.
2011. That's the one where they actually had like a whole season and they actually had a coherent story and it made lots of sense and it looked like it was going
And it
somewhere
was
and then got cancelled.
like incredibly well written, and the voice cast was fantastic, and the animation style was gorgeous, and like
Yeah.
just everything was fantastic. And then Cartoon Network went, nah.
Yeah. We don't want this. Why do we want this?
Oh my god! I own that on digital actually.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah,
Digital. Digital what?
on YouTube. I think I got the whole season in HD for I want to say £9.
It's not bad. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like that. That was a good Thundercats, but at this point they only had one season.
Yeah, it
It's,
was super clever and really well written. Just
and it was going somewhere.
brilliant. And I had Will Friedle as Lionel.
Wilfredo?
Terry McGinnis, Ron Stoppable.
Stop.
He was Eric in Boy Meets World, Corey's older brother.
All right. I thought you were going to say Eric from Banana Man.
Apparently, they're making a Banana Man movie.
Two is?
Someone is.
Why? Why Banana Man? Oh
That's a good
God.
question.
Um,
Anyway,
is it an
I
American?
I have. It might be.
Oh God.
Might be. I have diverted us long enough.
That
We
I'm
said
sure.
that the title was wrong,
Yes.
and then we didn't go any further.
We didn't go any further. We started talking about our old cartoons.
Yeah. Episode 12.
Yes.
So, obviously, in the last episode, we found out a couple of things. One, Kurisa is pretty confident that she can create a way to send compressed memories back into the past, using the same sort of thing, the same sort of method as the D-mails, but with more control over what they can do, because it will be directly delivered to a person's brain rather than allowing it to get out and about potentially from a text message.
Yep.
And it leaves less room for interpretation as well, because they
Yeah.
only get 36 bytes of data. And on top of that, it turns out that CERN have basically been connected to their lab this whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. They'll be like, "Oh, we're still here," type thing. And
Whoops.
Okabe got sent threatening messages and is freaked out. But
Yep.
it starts with him having his freaky daydream type thing. It seems like a daydream anyway, where he's
Is this is the one with Mayuri in it? Yeah.
yeah. So he's back in it's like, oh, we're this the start of the earth, like in some desert place. and
Yeah.
and she goes basically to say, "Oh, there's like billions of you, but I know that you're the original, and I'm pretty sure I'm the original. And when we die here, which will well happen, our consciousness will flood back to the other ones in the future somehow."
Yeah. It's like we can't leave here.
Yeah, she says we can't leave
Uh,
here. Um,
it's very weird, and again, like it drew this some parallels to like Serial Experiments Lane for me as well. Uh,
yeah,
just that sort of cerebral, uh, visual madness that show brought.
yeah. So it's just a silhouette of Mayuri's in this bit, just kind of sitting down,
Hmm.
and then she just blinks away when she says, "Oh, don't worry, our consciousness will go into our future selves."
Yeah,
And then roll credits. That's the start of the credits.
it's super weird. Yeah, she turns into dust, right, and just
Yeah,
blows away.
she essentially just flicks apart and blows away. Yeah,
It's super weird.
and then he's on the rooftop, kind of daydream, and
Yep.
Miri comes up to him and goes, I don't remember where she comes up and says, it's like,
Fuck is wrong with you?
pretty much, "You're right." He's like, "Yeah, yeah." And he goes downstairs where she's just finishing off. Or was it Carissa that came up?
I think it might have been Carissa. Somebody drags him back downstairs, and it's the Miri's finishing up, putting the finishing touches on her cosplay costume, the kind of like pink thing with the yellow bows,
Yeah,
and Carissa's like, "Oh, that is really cute." She's like, "Oh, you can have this, and I could just wear, something else. I could probably compete in whatever." Like that's a level of confidence. Okay, okay.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, and uh, and then she's like, "Well, I've finished. I guess I won." Chris
yeah,
is like, "Were we racing?
yeah,
Okay, well, you did win, but we weren't far behind." And her and Daru have added the finishing touches to the machine that's going to be able to let them send back consciousness.
yeah. Gives the thumbs up. Dara gives the thumbs up and goes, "Oh, yeah, we done it. We can
And
do
it's
this."
it's up to 2 days into the past, right?
Yeah, it can only go back 40 hours because of limitation, because your brain doesn't sync up properly or something.
Right.
It's
Oh,
your brain's out of
yes,
sync.
because it can't, because the deviation in
Some
the
bullshit.
images would, like, I get it, because it would be like sort of that. It's not that it couldn't be done. It's that if you did it, the risk would be significantly greater, because of course, like, it's that idea of like flooding your past self with conscious memories of so far in the future. Like, is that even going to be distinguishable as knowledge? Probably not. Like, instead, you're just going to have a mental breakdown because all of a sudden you know a bunch of stuff that makes no sense to you.
You know what? Maybe someone's using that machine on me. I had crazy deja vu things where it's like I would dream like something's happening, and then at some point, like a week or so in the future, like I go, "Wait, this is that thing that I dreamt about." What?
Oh,
Crazy.
oh dear. Yeah,
Crazy.
please seek out a specialist.
Oh no, it does come true. And it's a deja vu type thing. No, if
There goes deja vu. There's
if
deja vu.
you know if if I actually go and seek out a specialist for deja vu, it'll be Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh God. I do need to. I need to add the Matrix Resurrections to my collection.
Yeah, it was all right, man.
Oh, I've got the original trilogy. I feel like it makes sense
Keep
to add
adding
the
to it.
last one.
Keep paying the money to them. Keep making this movie for me. And
Well, I've got my mission this weekend. I still haven't watched it. I bought the fifth Scream movie, the steelbook of that.
the fifth Scream movie. Is it not be 6?
Mm-hmm. Nope.
So 5.
Scream 1, 2, 3, 4, and Scream again, but not called Scream again.
Yeah, it should be. Scream again. Just
Not five Cream, as some people have said.
I. Oh, that sounds wrong.
I know. Does indeed. So, uh, yeah, essentially now we have this. Like I say though, like that limitation doesn't feel unfounded. I think the idea that you could only desynchronize so much from your current self without causing your past self serious harm
Yeah.
makes sense.
Oh, it does. It does. Uh, and then they go and discuss that they can't actually do any testing with it because it needs an actual human being to do it.
Yes.
And then Okabe basically goes, "All right, well, I think we've done enough. We'll go public."
This is quite surprising.
Yeah.
Like and I think we've kind of spoken a little bit about this in the past, where like when things get like a certain level of real,
Mm-hmm.
he has a very different visceral reaction to that. And this to me screamed of that, of like, it's like, no, there's definitely some stuff that's going to happen because of this, and I just nope,
Yeah.
we're all good here. Let's just make sure that this is no longer in our lives.
Pretty much, he's like, I want to get rid of this.
Yep.
Because in the last episode, when they mentioned it, he goes and basically shouts out some random name for a thing, and they're like, "What crackpots? What crackpot scheme you got here, mate?" Or is it? Or did he do it in this episode? Is it this episode he does it when they say, "All right, yeah, 3 years ago," or something? Viscera a goal.
God.
Call it Viscera. You know, like that big overweight wrestler.
Yep.
Ah,
He's dead.
he is dead. He's another dead wrestler from the
We had this
90s.
conversation when I was watching the 1999 Royal Rumble. It's like, oh, there's a high percentage of dead people in this Royal Rumble.
Oof. Immensely high. Some that
Yeah.
people wish to forget about.
Yep. Way too high.
Hmm.
But yeah, and I think like everyone is a little bit originally taken aback by the idea that they might this would be the end of it for them.
Hmm.
But I think they're all a bit. Carissa is like, yep, totally. Like
I'm down with that.
this is the way to do it. Yep, I think
Yeah.
you're right.
I'm
And
here.
yep,
My
and
ear is there too.
yep, it gets like I think the initial part is not that people don't want to do it. It's just the shock of it being said by Okabe more than anything else. Um,
Well, Darius straight up goes, "Nope, not want to. No, don't want to take that ticket."
yeah. So they all come to the conclusion and agreement that, yep, they are going to go public with their findings, and it's time to celebrate.
Yeah. Time to celebrate. So he and Carissa go away to the shopping, and she's
Yep.
making a salad, a grapefruit salad. Well,
Yeah, it's
uh,
like why is the like you know that they have a box that has salad in it, Just buy the box of salad.
Yeah.
It's just
No,
like,
that's just leaves.
no.
You got to have meat in
Yeah.
this salad.
Oh man.
And they're like,
I
what?
yeah. I worry. I
Yeah.
worry.
And then how we flashback where Mayuri go, oh, right. I hope, can we invite these two people? Good, because I've invited them already. It was like it was Suzuha and Ruka.
Yeah. I hope we can invite them because they're already coming.
Pretty much. And
Oh, poor Mayuri.
Darrow's ordering pizza.
Yep. He's gonna order pizza.
Yeah.
No Hawaiian though.
No
Too
Hawaiian.
much going on.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's fine.
Just reminds me of the bit in the movie Inside Out where the emotion anger says it like sees the pizza and it's broccoli pizza, and he's like, "That's it, San Francisco. You've ruined pizza. First the Hawaiians, and now you." That has stuck with me because I agree.
broccoli on a pizza. I'll put broccoli on a pizza over pineapple.
I I do. Oh, so would I. Pineapple is lunacy.
Yeah. Don't like pineapple at all.
Lunacy. I don't want sweet corn on my pizza. I don't want pineapple on my pizza.
No, I've put pretty much anything on the pizza except from pineapple and olives.
Oh, I like olives as long as they're not black olives because they have a bit of a licoricey taste.
Yeah, let's use the black olives that go on pizza though.
Yeah, I would normally put green olives on a pizza if I was making it myself. So
I would not put any olives on. Anyway, so cutting back to the anime, Dario orders
yep,
pizzas. 3 pizzas.
he does.
Three
He
three
does.
pizzas. All the same.
Yes, all the same pizza.
With olives on them.
Can never have too much of a good thing.
Yeah, pretty much. I think
Uh,
there's a bit of a discussion between him and Carissa in the shop when she's buying the salad, apart from the salad, and how she's like amazed that he's actually didn't jump into it because she thought he would be that person.
yep.
That's about the only thing there. And then you come back, see Daru munching into the pizza, and says, "You
Already.
pig, you can't wake," type thing. So it's getting cold, and then Okabe is like, "Oh, I see your variety is quite stunning. Well, with his 3 pizzas." And not to mention the fact that I hate olives, and he ordered olives and all the goddamn pizzas. And then this is where Carissa comes in, and well, I'll make you a meal fit for a king. And then Daru pulls him over to the side and is like, "Why are you laying down your life for us, for this organization?" "I know, but I couldn't stop her."
He's like, I tried all I could, but yeah,
Yeah,
that is a genuinely funny moment.
yeah. And then Mayuri comes in
Yep,
with
with
Suzuha.
Suzuha. Yeah,
Yeah. And it's all good, Mary. Quick, to the kitchen. Save us.
please help us.
Yeah.
But of course, Suzuha is not thrilled that Carissa is there
No.
at all.
Oh, they have a proper big spat of like, I thought I told her to ditch her. She's part of
Yep.
CERN. And then they're like, "What are you on about, you crazy bitch? Stop it."
Yep. It
And then
certainly goes places.
it's getting heated. It's getting really tense. And so Okabe tries to deflect it by going, "Assistant, stop being nasty." And she's like, "Shut up, I'm not your assistant." "Okay, you, part timer. Nope, I'm not going to listen to you." And then
It's so good.
and then Dara's like, "Yeah, that's why did he even try to interrupt this cat fight? You should just let it go."
Yeah,
So
he's
it's
like, you
not,
could back me up, man. Help me out here.
and he's like,
It's
"No."
so good.
Then
It's so
Miri,
good.
Miri sets up and goes, I don't like you fighting. Don't fight. Let's be friends." And they're like, "All right."
Yeah,
I don't like
it's
fighting either, apparently.
no. And then things calm down. Of course, like Muri manages to at least make things civil.
Yeah.
And I think this is the part where sort of they're having the conversation about the fact that CERN have still been listening in,
To a degree, there's a bit of. It's not quite there yet because they have Okabe's playing that game with Suzuha,
Oh, that's right.
and
And
Krista.
of course, he's been a dick about it.
Yeah, and Krista's like, well, he's pretty shit at the game, and he always does this. Go there, and then he does, and it's like over the piece of cake or something. And it's
Yes, and she was gonna give him the cherry if he was nice about it, but
yeah, he was a complete dick because he was like, "Oh, you got outside help. It's not fair. I should have that cake." And she's like, "Well, I ain't giving you the cherry now." And Chris is washing dishes with Marie, and they have a wee talk. And then Okabe storms out up to the roof, unhappy that he
Mhm.
lost. And then I think Muri goes up and talks to him about things.
Oh, okay.
And then Daru comes up and goes, "Hey, some shit's going down. The trains are off."
Oh, this is they see on the TV, but the bomb
Mm.
threat at the
Yeah,
train station.
yeah. All the trains have been cancelled of the bomb threat by terrorists.
Yeah,
And then Suda was like, "Wait, what? What were celebrating your time machine? Oh, we're going to go public or something." I was like,
yeah,
and CERN, and how deep into CERN did you go? Oh, we hacked into it. And she's like, oh
yep,
shit, I'm out of here. See ya, bye.
yeah. I'm out. Sorry, peace.
Yeah, pretty much. Because I think she looks over, I don't know what she looks at. She looks over
I
to the
think it's the
machine.
computer,
The the
uh,
telewave.
the 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 thing wave, the yeah, whatever it's
Yeah,
called.
phone wave.
I want to get the name. Phone wave, yeah. And yeah, I think it's like, it's because it's still on or something like that, and she realizes that there's like that active connection. Where did you
Yeah,
get that information?
yeah, but at the same time as it wasn't that machine that they used.
No, but it still could have some of the information.
Yeah.
So
And then she runs out the door. Then Okabe notices that an hourglass is stopped, and
yes,
it's not running, so like time is frozen. Hence the name of
yeah,
Dogma of Static Time.
or Dogma in Ergosphere.
Yeah. No, that's not the one you have there. Is it Ergos? Yeah, it is Ergosphere, yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's the other one. Anyway, yeah, so they do that, and then then a bunch of masked people burst into the room,
yep,
and they're like, what?
yep, armed
Armed. Yeah, they're armed.
with guns.
Yep. Uh,
Um, and this is the bit. This is what happens. This is the thing.
this is a bit
All of a sudden, all of a sudden, who should walk into the room but Moeka?
shining finger.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh, and it turns out that she is an employee of CERN.
Yeah. Agent for CERN. Yeah.
A rounder, I think, is what they're called.
Yes. And their time machine is now the property of CERN.
Yep.
And
And Okabe, Carissa, and Daru, they have to be detained.
yes.
Um, and of course, that there are four people in that room.
Yeah.
uh, and like, of course, it is that sort of absolute panic at this point as well. And yeah, Okabe is well, what about Mayuri? And I think I'm trying to remember the exact language here. Um, it's something like I'm afraid the little one is not necessary.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but the little one is not necessary.
It's something. It's so weirdly. It's like this smash. together of like really detached language, but also sort of borderline detached. Because it's like to say, like, you know, saying someone is not necessary is such a weirdly detached thing. But
Yeah.
calling her the little one, I don't know why. Like that's like it is a bit of a detachment, but there's something sort of maybe more emotionally charged in that. I feel it's such a weird choice of language.
Yeah. Well, it all makes sense. Uh,
Yeah, and of course he's like, no, like that's no, like we can talk about this, and
and
oh,
no, no, you can't.
no, you can't.
Can't.
We should probably have mentioned actually at some point is that Miuria had her is her father's pocket watch or grandfather's pocket watch.
Grandmother's pocket watch, her pocket watch, and she does claim that her pocket watch has stopped.
Yep, she says she's upset because she's been taking care of it and
Yeah,
it's already stopped working again.
yeah. I just wind that up. And it's
Yep.
not working.
And we we hear the gunshot and we see the broken pocket watch
Yeah.
flying through the air. And then there's this really sort of it's really sort of nicely detailed of her falling is
Mm.
quite incredible. I liked it.
Yeah.
Um,
It's she's just falling backwards.
yeah,
So you don't see the face or anything, you just see the back of her head falling towards the ground. And she's just kind of, yeah.
yeah.
And then,
No,
does it break to like the bright whiteness again of Okabe going, no, what have you done?
something like that. Yeah, I'm trying to remember when we talked about something like this before, but like there's a literal gasp when I was watching it.
Yeah.
Like I was genuinely like, oh, fuck,
Yeah.
and it is it's terrible because I think I think for me, like up until now, I've enjoyed this show. It's been really clever and engaging, and the characters are fun. But like, this is a very serious turning point in this
Yes.
show where I think it's really about to show the depth. And I like you can tell that from that exact point because you just like you know it's like that cannot be that character gone. It can't be. There's just it just doesn't. It
Mm.
wouldn't be this show if that's how this was. But of course, that's how the episode ends. Is like, well, that's happened.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And to seal the deal, you know, Okabe screaming
Yep.
about it,
It's amazing.
almost like Charlton Heston at the end of the Planet of the Apes,
Yep.
as he
You blew it up,
finds,
didn't you?
you fools, you, what
You
have you done?
damn dirty apes.
No, that's wrong. That's the wrong line. That's when he gets captured. It's when he sees the Statue of Liberty.
What's the bit when he asks if he can play the piano anymore?
I can't remember, man. I only know like
No,
two bits.
I, I am messing with you. That's the Planet of the Apes, the musical from The Simpsons with Troy McClure.
Oh, oh yeah.
Can I
Uh,
play the piano anymore? Of course you can. Well, I couldn't before. Do 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 do
I
do.
was going to say that's like,
He also
uh,
says, "I hate all these stinking apes from chimpanzee to chimpanzee."
yeah.
Ah. It's
That's
so
Troy
good.
McClure for you. Hi, I'm Troy
Yeah.
McClure. You may remember me from. Is that guy?
I do need to find. I need to find a supercut of "You May Remember Me From" and then everything he's ever said. Ah, oh, Phil Hartman, gone too soon.
Was that the voice actor? Was he?
Yeah, he was murdered by his wife.
What? Did
Yep.
it say hi? I'm Troy McClure.
She maybe did not like that character. I think she had some serious mental issues.
Ah, yeah. Fuck, man. Jesus. Uh, that's not cool, man. Never cool.
He was also the neighbor and Arnold Schwarzenegger's rival in the movie Jingle All the Way. Phil Hartman.
Oh, was he?
Yep.
Wow. Wow. Anyway, back to Steins Gate and the end of episode 12,
Yeah.
Dogma of
Holy shit.
Static Time.
So, what do you rate this one, Colin?
I
Where are we
think,
at?
I think we're going at 9. Got
Yep.
it builds up nicely and
Yep.
ends on a well. What's happening in this anime now? It's all
Mm.
fun, go lucky until like the last 2 episodes. A bit serious coming in.
Yep.
You know, it's kind of like one of those weird animes. Like, it kind of has like a feel of a school day type anime where it's like, oh hey, I'm a go-lucky creepy guy. It's like going to kill everything, and it's all like kind of happy and go fun, and then right at the end it's like, this is where it is at in this one.
It's sort of like it reminded me because again, like another anime that we talk about all the time is Gurren Lagann.
Oh yeah,
And spoilers for Gurren Lagann if you haven't watched it, but like when Kamina is killed,
oh yes, yeah,
like that's the dude.
yeah. He was
He's
like
he's the dude.
he's like the main character for the entire show, or like the first part of it
Um,
anyway.
yeah, like in that, it's that same sort of thing. Like obviously that was a very permanent thing. And
Yeah,
I like say that there's that in a time travel show that's just not going to fly. But I think the thing with it's the same sort of thing though. Is it's a very serious punctuation on. It's like yeah, this story was this up until now,
Mhm.
and now it's very different. Now the motivations are completely different for the
Yeah,
characters, and I think that's kind of an awesome thing. It can't be really easy to write. Certainly, can't be easy to make good.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. It certainly is. It's switched. It switched the experience of the show halfway through. It's literally like fun, loving, happy exploits all going through time and fucking things up to like, oh shit, um, everything's gone bad. It's really bad,
yep.
and
Yeah,
I need to fix it.
because it seems obviously it seems at that point like everything's going to be all right.
Yeah,
Like literally, and I think that's the great part about it is for one not for 1 minute did I watching that questioning where that was like thinking it's like something bad's going to happen here. Like I can feel it. I didn't feel it at all.
well,
I just
it's
didn't get the and I think it's because it's really well disguised because like you say it's like this is halfway through the show, of course this isn't going to be how it goes, like this is not going to be how it happens,
mhm.
but for a group of armed people to burst into the lab and murder one of the lab members, it's like nope, didn't see that coming. Didn't
Yeah,
see that coming.
that certainly wasn't there to be seen, but it is heavily hinted through pretty much most of the interactions with Suzuha anyway. Of oh,
Yeah,
the world is going to be shit, and you need to kind of stall that. Well, that was John Tina.
even
The
her like fucking running away though in that episode,
yeah,
it's
I
like
was
because we've seen that and like we've seen her freak out about helicopters and things before, it's just like okay.
yeah, yeah. It seems a bit weird. Um, you would have thought she would stay in fight, but no, she herself has to get out of Dodge for
I
reasons that's not been brought up really yet.
I agree. I think this is a 9, and it's not even a low 9 where we're like peeking into great territory here. Like
Mm.
couldn't be more engaged. Really excited to move on with the episodes to find out where we go with this because you know it is a show about time travel, so this is where we're going. Like surely,
Mhm.
and that's exciting because we've been doing it to sort of like varying gain and change,
Mm.
and it's never been super impactful. But
Yeah,
now, of course, the stakes are. It's actually nothing to do. The time travel is not where we want to make the change. It's not the change we're worried about. It's the fact that something has happened that we need to fix.
yeah, and like say the interactions with John Teeter says, "Oh yeah, you
Yeah,
need to get above like this variation,
the 1%.
the 1% variation, and then we'll
Yep.
be okay." And it's like, all right, but they have no way to measure the variations. They've just done
Nope.
things, and it's just like the only reason we know about variations because whenever he does something major, the number ticks down. I think it's
Yep.
at 0.333% at the moment.
Yeah.
So he's like way down the chart. Um. So anyway, yeah, that's where this
That's it.
ended. And
Well,
you've watched some. You watched ahead because you got hooked.
yep. I don't want to say any more. We'll talk about that in the next episode. But like, I think as I was saying to you, like before we started recording,
Mhm.
I've really enjoyed like even the ones I didn't enjoy that much. I've enjoyed. Like I there was a little bit of addictiveness to School Days because I really wanted to see how it ended.
Yeah,
Um, but the like and Lane I'd already watched, and I think like as we discussed, like I really enjoyed Haruhi, but it didn't have that addictiveness to me until like we watched the movie, and then like everything just kind of fell into place in an amazing way.
hmm
And Ghost Stories was fun, but just a slog. Golden Boy,
yeah.
fun but a slog.
Cowboy Bebop.
Um, Cowboy Bebop, I think I enjoyed, but I think the thing about Cowboy Bebop was that the overarching story was not big enough. Like
Yeah,
ultimately, Cowboy Bebop, despite having an overarching story, is more about the individual episodes.
yeah. It's more about their exploits
And
in that day.
I'm okay with that. Like, and it was fun, but it meant that keeping watching it wasn't a necessity. I wasn't like going from one to one waiting to find out what was happening, and it wasn't driving it that way.
Yeah,
Whereas, like, if you know, ones I've watched in the past, like Gurren Lagann was a good example. We talked about that. Like, I just
mhm.
felt compelled to continue watching, and Full Metal Alchemist, I got just completely hooked on. Um,
Yeah. That was a good story in that too. Yeah,
I like that first episode of that. I just is ingrained in my memory, and I love it. And like Gantz as well. Like after I got over the initial horror of what that show was, um, I loved and got hooked on that completely. Like just, in fact, I think Full Metal Alchemist, not Brotherhood, but the original. Because I haven't watched Brotherhood. I should watch that.
I like
Um,
I like Brotherhood better than the original.
I think most people do, from what I understand.
It's
Um,
I don't know if it's because the original was I think was made maybe during the same period as the manga coming out, whereas the other one was
yeah,
kind of like more true to the manga maybe.
it's very much the same as Helsing, where like Helsing was being developed as an anime at the same time as it was being written. So rather than waiting for the manga to finish up, they just
Why?
did their own thing.
Yeah.
And I also, to be clear, like I think both Helsing and Ultimate Helsing have their benefits either. Like I
hmm
actually think they did a really good job with what Helsing was.
hmm
But I remember like probably watching the entirety of Full Metal Alchemist, and I think that's like 65 episodes
Yeah, it's a long slog, man.
in just over a week.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's the concept of that of The anime, it's good. I like it. It's like, it's fantasy world alchemy. We can resurrect people. Oh wait, oops, we just kind of like sacrifice our arm and entire body.
That is the bit that I think, because I have a T-shirt that has that has Edward and Alphonse on it,
Yeah.
and my son asks me about it. He's like, "What's that show about?" And I'm like, "Oh man, it's that show is about loss. The show is entirely about loss. It's like that's really what that thing is, and uh, it's why I love it, because I think it's like a really in-depth exploration of like that side of emotion, which I think is amazing. But to to get back to Steins Gate, this is the first time where I think the overarching story has been new enough and compelling enough for me to just go, as like, I like, give me more. I need
Mhm.
to know more about this. And yeah, like after that cliffhanger, it was just like, fuck, okay, let's do this.
That's
So
good to see it.
yeah, like exciting times coming for sure.
Oh yeah,
Really, really interested to talk about the next episodes. So
yeah, it's gonna be good. Do you know in Film Alchemist they had an OAV from the first show, the first outing of it, where you know how in that show it ends with Ed being stuck in like the night like I think it's just when First World War breaks out in our world. I think you get stuck in London, and there's an
yes.
OAV because he remembers with his dad because he meets his dad there that that they had alchemy, and he goes around trying to find out how to regain that. And then there's an
Hmm.
OAV where it kind of talks about that side of things.
I think I
Or
maybe watched that.
it was
I did.
on
I think I did.
it was on Netflix. It was all right. I like
I
the
like I got really hung up on that show. Uh, it is one of those. I think like watching it now, you probably don't get the same hit. But
mm,
say what it is, like I don't know, time of life or just
you
your
watched it.
emotional state or whatever. But yeah, like that first experience of watching it. But
Mhm.
like also just full of amazing characters.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
just good
all
shit.
all all of them good and crazy. Maybe we'll cover that. Maybe.
Maybe like I will say we probably should think about covering the Shenmue anime.
Oh yeah, Shenmue. Fuck. All right, we can do that. Anyway, maybe
Should we end this? We should end this.
we should
We should end
probably
this.
end this. Yeah, it's
Okay.
been an hour
Well,
and 40.
it has. You've been listening to Who's That Anime, which is an anime podcast. We can be found where all good podcasts can be found, at Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Overcast, Pocket Cast. Our home is at www.anchor.fm/ who's that anime. If you'd like to leave us a review, 5 stars is always welcome. Anything less with constructive criticism is always accepted too. We don't make any money from this show. There's no advertising or anything like that. But if you enjoy what we do, like if you want to get someone else to listen to this show and tell them about what we do, that would be really cool. We have a Facebook page that is facebook.com/ who's that anime. We post about when the new episodes go live and occasional anime meme. You can join us there for like updates. We have a YouTube channel. It's youtube.com. And if you search for the channel Who's That Anime, Colin has been meticulously putting up new videos every 2 weeks on a Sunday, same time as we launch our podcasts,
Mhm.
to get us up to date with where we are eventually, because we haven't put up any videos yet. And we've been recording these as videos since the beginning.
Yeah,
You just recently put up the words bubble up like soda pop.
yeah, that was a couple of weeks back now. Um, so
It's our palate cleanser. Very enjoyable movie.
yeah, I think we're going to put up Cowboy Bebop next. The first part, I'm going to split that in two because that was
Yeah,
quite long.
it's big.
Because I split Hurricane too, but that's because that would be
There's
about the
two
same length.
seasons.
Yeah, well at the same time it's about the same length as
Yeah.
Cowboy Bebop. Didn't
Yeah.
split Lane up though, but then Lane's actually only 12
Late.
episodes. 13.
Lane is 13 episodes, and we did it in 6.
Yeah. So that's about right.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can follow us there to get the video versions of these podcasts as well, if you'd like to look at our lovely faces.
Yep.
Colin also likes to play video games sometimes at twitch.tv/couchfuel. Not so much recently.
No,
but
not very recent.
But that being said, there is an archive of hundreds of hours of video games and good laughs at youtube.com. If you look for the channel Couch Fuel, there is an archive there. I also like to play video games sometimes at twitch.tv/HalePayman.
Yep.
There's also an archive of my stuff on YouTube. You can find all these links in the show notes as well, just in case you want to click through them. And that is us.
Yeah, that's it. This has been Who's That Anime? It's been an extra long one because we deviated about talking about old school shit.
We talked about so much stuff.
We did. There's a lot of stuff to go through this one. Anyway, this has been Who's That Anime with your hosts Steve and Colin. We'll see you same place, same anime time, same anime place.
Same anime place. Oh god, that's our catchphrase now.
And yeah, same time, same anime time, same anime place. See you later, guys.
Bye, folks.
Bye.
Beautiful.
What are you doing?
Wait, you? You?
Your time machine is now the property of CERN. Hold on. You can't just store... Makise Kurisu, Okabe Rintaro, Hashida Itaru, you'll be coming with us.
Mayuri?
I'm sorry. The little one isn't needed.
Please, no. I'm begging you.
For FB.
Oh, God. Mayuri! Please, no. What is this?